guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. So I have to talk about today the latest Hermes bags that were seen in the most recent runway show. And guys, let me know what you think as well, and if any of these bags are striking your fancy. Firstly, the So Kelly is totally back. This is a bag that was designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and they actually discontinued it after a few years. I don't know why they discontinued it. Maybe, I don't know, it just fell out of fashion, but this whole like north-south silhouette I think is totally back, just like the east-west silhouette. So extremely long, or extremely long this way. These bags are back, and I think for Hermes, it's kind of the right time to bring this back, because I guess it's like more of a like relaxed look as well. Like on the runway, they were kind of wearing it more open, and you know, I mentioned in the previous kind of fashion shows like Dior, Loewe, all their bags were quite like open and like loose, and with the So Kelly, it is like a relaxed bucket, and so that the sangles are kind of just like flying everywhere. It's not as put together, I would say. It's definitely lends itself to be more casual, which I think is kind of in fashion at the moment. It was seen in this gorgeous like purple color. I think it could be the color iris. I'm not 100% sure. When I first saw it, I thought it was blue electric, but it's not. And actually this version of the So Kelly is a little bit different to the previous version that was originally came out. If you look at the leather, it's more of a kind of, it looks like an ever calf, or I don't know if it's Swift, but it looks like more like a less grainy leather. And I actually used to own a So Kelly bag myself, and I sold it this year actually, which, yes, I was totally in trend, guys, but I sold that bag because I found it was quite long, because I had the So Kelly 26, and I think I would have preferred the So Kelly 22, to be honest, but it is also, it's quite a heavy bag, especially in the 26, so I feel like they've done it in a more lightweight leather, and something that kind of looks a little bit more elevated. It's more like a smooth, kind of grained leather. It doesn't look as like heavy as the Togo or that they used to do it in, or the Clement. I don't know, it just looks a little bit different. Also, if you look at the strap, it looks less chunky. It's kind of like a slimmer strap, and it doesn't have as much hardware on it, because the previous one had these two kind of like rings on the side. And this one, it's like, looks like the strap is a lot more streamlined, because I found that with my one, it had a lot of like excess strap that you had to tuck in, and maybe they've devised the strap to make it a little bit more elevated. I don't know, guys, but I just could see the strap kind of like goes into the bag more. Also, the actual sangle part to me looks a little bit thinner than on the original version. So I don't know, actually looking at the bag, I actually think I prefer the look of the original version. I just think that like the yeah, I don't know, I actually think the original version looks a bit nicer. On the runway, yeah, as I said, it was in this like purple color, really loose, deconstructed. The leather looks to be like an ever calf or something. And then it also is seen in this more orangey kind of tone as well, which I think is kind of coming back in fashion. But what's also really interesting is they're gonna release it in a mini size, which has never been done before. So I think the mini one in particular is going to be a huge hit. This one, it's got a similar kind of strap, but it's longer. I assume this one you could probably crossbody. And yeah, it's just like a miniature version of the So Kelly. I would say actually, if you're looking for a similar bag on the secondhand market, you could even go for the Kelly Sport. This is a bag that I think it was like pretty, it was mainly, I think it came out in the 90s or something, but I often see it in those like secondhand Japanese sellers. So this Kelly Sport, it is more of a scaled down kind of proportion as well, and you can find that secondhand. Also, it's a little bit more structured. The So Kelly is more of a relaxed kind of like soft look. But yeah, I do think that this is going to jack up the price on the secondhand market of the So Kelly bags. I don't know why it was discontinued. Let me know, guys, why that's the case. And maybe they've improved the design. Some of the maybe issues they were having before, they fixed it. All I can see is that they've kind of changed the type of leather that they tend to use and the strap. You also saw on the runway the Kelly Danse in this same kind of purple color. I think it could be iris, but to be honest, it could even be a new Hermes color that hasn't come out yet. So again, it's a very kind of like casual look, a bit of a softer version of a Kelly bag. To be honest, the Kelly Danse looks a little bit more like a Kelly than the So Kelly bag. I feel like the So Kelly, yes, it has the Kelly sangles, but other than that, it's really not like a Kelly at all. Like, it doesn't have that same kind of like shape to it. Whereas the Kelly Danse, it kind of resembles more of a Kelly look with the flap and everything. It is back on the runway. I know that this bag is like super popular as well anyway. And then there's the new bag, I forgot what this is called, guys. I can't remember, but I'll put the name on the screen. It is a new bag from Hermes that it reminds me a little bit of the vintage Delvey bag, which I personally really like the Delvey bag. And to be honest, I like the Delvey bag a little bit more because it looks a little bit more classic. It looks a bit more like princessy. It looks a little bit more elevated. This looks a bit more modernized, a bit more casual. You can wear it on your shoulder. It has more canvas elements to it as well. I've seen this bag pop up on the Hermes website, and they've styled it with a little scarf tied on the side, which is quite cute. And yeah, it's kind of like one of those shoulder bags that are currently in fashion as well. A lot of designers are doing these kind of like long shoulder bags at the moment. The bag that has been seen again is the inside out Birkin. So they've kind of showed this on a previous runway show, and it kind of features a canvas outer shell and then a pocket on the outside, and it looks like it has been flipped inside out pretty much. Interesting that they're kind of showcasing this bag again. I don't know how popular it would be. I assume for collectors it would be quite desirable. And a bag that they've also brought back again in a different variation is the Hermes Messiah bag. And it doesn't surprise me that they've kind of brought back this style, because I know they're making a movie about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and the Messiah was like a bag that she used to wear. So I feel like that movie is going to kind of like instigate a few new fashion trends, and so it makes sense for, I guess, Hermes to then reissue a version of the Messiah. It is a little bit different. It's kind of like the Messiah and the Hermes trim kind of meshed together. So it features a little buckle kind of similar to this. This is the Hermes trim bag. Mine is from 1997 or 1998. But the Messiah, I think it came out the early 2000s as well. You can pick it up on the secondhand market. It had that same kind of shoulder buckle detail that this one, but this one is a little bit more of a crescent moon shape and not as big. And they're showcasing it in a few colors. This kind of khaki color, which is so stunning. I love that color. This more like mustardy yellow color, which I'm not as really a fan of. This is kind of like a bit of a yucky yellow, dirty color, but it's quite neutral as well. It's going to be in a smaller, kind of more elongated version. And then, yeah, I think it's going to come in a few different sizes. I can't quite tell. In the photo, it looks like 2 sizes. Maybe it's not, though. And then like a classic brown with palladium hardware. Maybe this is Berenia leather, I'm guessing. But I can see this being quite popular. I mean, kind of, yeah, it looks similar to like a Gucci Jackie bag or something like that as well. Then there's, similar to the So Kelly bag, there's going to be another bucket. And this one actually, it reminds me, the little opening reminds me a little bit of the Hermes Vespa, which had a little hole and like a little chandon kind of coming out of it. But this one, it does have the similar kind of thing coming out of it, but it has a little like lock on the end, like a picotin almost. So it's like kind of like a mishmash of different bags. Also features a little long clochette. It's going to be available in like a canvas variation with a contrasting black. But then there's also going to be, I think it's more of like a dark forest green color. So yeah, they're kind of not wearing them on their shoulder though. They're more holding it, the bucket bags like this, or they're throwing it over their shoulder, like more relaxed kind of look. And then there was also a little bag that I've seen on a previous runway show as well, which looks like kind of like a mesh between a Victoria bag and a more structured bag. And it has a similar handle to the Victoria bag. So if you look here, it has this same feature here where the straps are kind of like this. But then it's a more scaled down version and it looks like it has more structure to it. And they're releasing it in these more neutral colors. So this really dark red kind of, it's a really pretty color. It's like a dark kind of browny red. And then it's also going to come in like other neutral colors as well. Even an interesting color that they showcased was this like bright, it almost looks like Rose J Pearl, like more of a, or like, what's that other color? Rose, I don't remember, but it's like a orangey red color, which is also quite random amongst like, because all the clothes were very neutral, kind of like bohemian vibes. And then they have these random colors. So like the random colors honestly was this like red color, the orange, and then that random purple, which I really liked the purple color actually. It was quite vibrant and they kind of matched it with some classic kind of vintagey looking scarves, which was quite cute as well. And yeah, I quite enjoyed the different bags that they had in this fashion show. I do wonder if the So Kelly is going to be a hit. And I assume like definitely the mini one is going to be very popular. But what do you think of it, guys? Do you like the So Kelly, or are you drawn to more of these other Hermes styles? Or are you thinking to go in the vintage market and maybe pick up an original So Kelly or even a Messiah bag or something like that? For me, I feel like I wasn't that inspired by this fashion show because I kind of like have already explored some of these trends myself. But, you know, I think it was quite fitting for the times, and actually I'm excited to see a bit more color on the Hermes runway shows because the last few seasons they've been doing more like red and just neutral colors, but it's exciting to see something different like a purple and an orange. Latest runway show. Let me know what you thought of the bags as well. Thanks for watching my video today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!